Meanwhile, New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu predicted that Biden wouldn't be the Democratic nominee, and he did so last year. The Republican governor now believes Democrats will see a bounce because Biden bowed out.
I think the Democrats are, unfortunately for the Republicans, are going to get about a 4 or 5 point bump just because they had the courage to change it out.
New Hampshire Democrats already voicing their support for Vice President Harris. More than 500 party officials in the Granite State endorsed her just hours after Biden dropped out yesterday.
All right, still bitter that her beach vacation got ruined by the political news yesterday. Let's bring in NBC 10 Boston political commentator Sue O'Connell. Sue, it's clear the majority of Democrats are either pro-Harris or at least warming to the idea of her. What about those Republicans? What do they think?
Well, I'm not sure they know what to think yet, but they will soon. But I'm sure they're excited that one of the issues Joe Biden gave Kamala Harris to fix was the issue of the border and immigration. Obviously, it's an issue Americans say in polls they care a lot about. So I'm sure that's a plus in the Republicans' book. They may not be very happy that they have to completely tear up their Biden playbook, but they will make a new one. And they will get to hang all of Biden's policies on Harris. They're already suggesting that Harris should have been more open, they say, about what they think Biden's issues are. But publicly, they're saying they can beat her. And we're not going to have any polling data for a little bit. So right now, Corey, they are flying in the dark.
If the Democratic Party does stay with Harris, what will the search for her running mate look like? What type of person does she need to pick to be VP on her ticket?
Yeah, Harris needs to pick a running mate who will appeal to voters in the swing states like Michigan and Pennsylvania, Arizona. Now, they don't necessarily have to be from the state, but they have to represent some of the values and issues that voters in those states care about. And she has to pick someone who complements her in some way or the other, and maybe even someone who's a bit bland. I keep thinking of Hillary Clinton's running mate. His name was, Tim Kaine. Someone like Tim Kaine might be a good idea, Corey.
All right, so you mentioned the Republicans having to tear up the Biden playbook. A lot of that has to do with the fact that age is off the table. And now Trump becomes the old person in this race. Can Democrats hit him on that? And does that sort of put the Trump campaign on the back foot now that the age question is squarely on them?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Trump is the only old and incoherent candidate in the race right now. Look, he has been getting criticized, but it's lacked punch, especially after, Biden's debate performance. So you can look for all of the Trump mistakes, all the ramblings to be amplified. I predict we're going to be hearing more about Hannibal Lecter, showerhead power, and sharks.
All right, Sue, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it, as always.
You got it.